Welcome back, HiveMind. This is Shalazar with HiveMind Gaming, coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video, taking a closer look at our new fusion coming out on Monday. We got some extra information here on her we wanted to go over today. One, we got a picture of her, so this was data mined by, or at least it was data mined, but the information was put out by Panda Killer on YouTube. He is a content creator on YouTube. So thank you, Panda Killer, for this information. Now, this information is slightly different than the information given or put out by employees of Polarium, so we're not sure quite yet if the information is correct or if the information that is mined here is old information and they've revamped her, or if the Polarium employee just misspoke himself and put the wrong information, gave the wrong information about her being a defense character. Her name is Kantra the Cyclone. She is the Barbarian Queen. So here it shows that she is an attack-based champion with an attack of 1487 and a defense of 804. So hopefully, if she is an attack-based champion, that was just a mistake on his part, but hopefully if she's a defense-based champion, they'll flip those two numbers. Hopefully that her defense will be 1487 and her attack will be 804. Because if she's a defense-based champion with a low defense base stat, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough. Her hit points are gonna be her base hit points are gonna be 19,320, with her base speed being 99, 15% crit rate, 63% crit damage, a 30% resist, and 0 accuracy. Alright, so let's take a look at her A1. Alright, one more thing that needs to be pointed out. This 2.0 here is the multiplier. So if she's an attack-based champion, then it's going to take her attack, the number that she has for her attack, and multiply it times 2. That's the damage she's doing with this attack. If she's a defense-based champion, it's going to be based off of her defense times 2. So whichever one she is, that's whatever it says. Once it comes out and it tells you what the damage is based on, whatever it says right there, whether it be attack or defense, it will be multiplied times 2. So this is why a champion, if you have two champions side by side with the exact same numbers for attack and for their attack and their attack based champion, this is why they don't do the exact same amount of damage, because every champion has a multiplier for their ability. So I've mentioned this before in one of my other videos, and so here it is explained right here fully. It's the Bane Hatchet, and it attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of stealing one random buff from the target. Now, it can be, and then of course it can be booked up to 60%. Now this is great, guys, because especially if you have her teamed up with like a counter attacker or something like that, where she's going to constantly be using that A1, and she's going to, if you've got her accuracy up high enough, she's going to be stripping buffs, because at 40 to 60% chance to pull a buff off, and then I assume because it says she steals it, she's going to get it. She can just, I mean, you can literally use her to snipe off debuff or buffs from your opponent. So, which is going to be key in places like the arena or even faction wars, things like that. So, I think that's going to be a pretty significant ability for an A1. It's going to be fantastic. All right, let's take a look at her A2. Her A2 is the one that people are grumbling about the most, Not necessarily in a bad way, but in a oh my god, how does that work way, or oh my god, that's a lot of stuff way, and a lot of RNG. All right, so what we're looking at is all attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing one of the following debuffs for 2 turns: a block debuff, a 50% decrease attack, a 30% decrease speed, a 25% weaken, a 50% decrease accuracy, or a 100% heal reduction. So these are all pretty good buffs. I mean, there's no decrease defense, but other than that, these are the really good debuffs, and he's hitting each enemy 3 times, which means that he's going to have 50% chance, which books up to 75% chance. 75% chance to land one of these with every hit. So potentially you can land 3 per enemy. I mean, the sea of red that would happen in Spider just blows my mind. I mean, not that she would be good in Spider. I'm just picturing the sea of red squares in Spider with how many times. But to be honest, with 3 hits, one, if it says here that it's attack base, and it's only a 1.2 modifier, and the reason is because it's a AOE. It attacks all enemies instead of just the single target. That's why it's a smaller multiplier than her A1. But the fact that it's going to put a random debuff on makes it makes it interesting. It's just an interesting ability, and I think like some of the other RNG abilities out there, it could be clutch, or it could just be too much RNG to count on. So mainly what you're counting on is the fact that it's a 3 hit uh, AOE attack, so it could be good against people like Rotus who just say, nope, you can only hit me so hard, and I ignore the rest. So with this ability, it hits him hard. He puts on the brakes and says, nope, you can't hit me that hard, and I'm going to ignore the rest. And then you come in with a second and third slam that finishes him off. So yeah, I think this is a great ability. Hopefully, it's strong enough to get through the meta, which is Rotus. All right, then we have her A3, which is No Escape. This is now, most people, when they were seeing the first leaks of this information, only seen that this champion can place debuffs on a weak hit. One, that is, first thing is, that is an amazing ability. The fact that there's more to it, it blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Now, here's the thing, guys. This information may or may not be correct. It was data mined. Who knows what the final product's going to look like? Because obviously we already have conflicting information. So who knows what the final product's going to look like? But if it's like this is fantastic. First off, it decreases each enemy accuracy by 10 for each debuff they are under. So not just the ones she places, but for everyone that they're under. So if you have other champions running with her that place debuffs, like for instance, Bad L, where he places multiple poisons, or Draco, who places multiple poisons and decreased defense, or you know, uh, Mashalad that places all kinds of crap. I mean, along with her, with all of her shenanigans from her A2, I mean, that's just insane. It's like Tormund's never going to freeze anyone, which is, I mean, fantastic because Tormund's kind of old news anyway, but this is just another groundbreaker to maybe to help all you guys in you know Bronze 2 that can't get out of Bronze 2 because all the Tormund's down there. Maybe this will help you. And then you've got this champion will receive 1% less damage for each debuff on the enemy team and stacks up to 50%. Again, with those same people on your team that are helping stack debuffs, remember you can only put a total of 10 debuffs on a target. So, or if you get 10 per, and there's 5 opponents, I mean that's 50%, so that makes sense. But I guess that's more for Spider, where I mean she would probably be just. I mean, if all the spiderlings have debuffs on them, she's not taking any damage, so that would be kind of crazy. So I could see why they put a 50% cap on that. All right, and then the next thing on this is heals this champion by 1,250 hit points each time a debuff expires on an enemy. Wow! So every time every time a poison ticks off, every time, I mean, would that make her viable for clan boss? I don't know. I don't know if she's got enough utility everywhere else. I mean, her A2 has a lot of clan boss debuffs, but it also has a lot of a lot of debuffs that aren't good for clan boss, and you don't want to give the clan boss debuffs that aren't good. You want to give him 10 debuffs period that are the ones you want. You want weaken, you want decrease defense, and you want decrease attack. The rest need to be poison. I mean that's what you want to happen. So if you're giving him decreased accuracy and things like that, you don't. I mean that's a decrease. Heal reduction. You don't want that. You don't want that on your clan boss. All right. So then the next one has a 75% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn on enemies under 5 or more debuffs at the start of this champion's turn. So it's a free provoke at the start of this champion's turn. She doesn't even have to do anything. She just gets it. Her turn meter clicks over. It's her turn. Provoke. Now the thing about that is here's the scary part. If she is an attack based champion, her defense is low. She's got a low base defense. So you're going to have to stack her with either high defense or high HP to allow her to soak this. Now, could this possibly be a balancer for this champion to go, hey, look, you're throwing a bunch of debuffs? It would make sense that the enemy's going, no, we need to take that bitch out because she is she is absolutely devastating our team. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's an equalizer, an equalizing ability instead of necessarily. But you can turn around and make it a positive ability by just stacking her defense. Now, if she's a defense-based character or base champion, and they swap the attack and defense, then that ability is just even better. I mean, oh my goodness, that makes her that much devastating. And then, of course, the last one, this champion can place debuffs on weak hits. That means we don't care what affinity you are, we're debuffing your butt up. So, yeah. So, I mean, she is a solid champ. All right. Next, we're going to take a look at her 4th ability, which is an aura. It increases ally accuracy in all battles by 80. Well, I mean, that's not horrible. I mean, it kind of is. I mean, who cares? I don't know, other than early game, because 80 accuracy in early game is really good, or mid game even, is not that bad. When you get to late game, you're going to be wanting other auras like speed auras and defense auras, things like that are going to be the two auras that you use most. I know in on my primary account, and I'm in top the top of gold 4 and the beginning of platinum. So I actually use Sifi's resistance aura just because of high accuracy and torments and things like that. So that helps my team. But I don't have a really good speed aura uh, champion that I use in arena. So I guess that's probably why. If I had a blender team, maybe I would do that. But yeah, so I don't know. It could help you, and the fact that it's in all battles, that's also helpful. So keep that in mind as well. One other thing I'd like to go over is the four epics used to fuse her. So someone did a high res uh, picture of the four epics, so it does look like it's going to be Necro Hunter. Again, it's just mirrored from his silhouette is just mirrored. His elbow should be on the other side. So yeah, there's no left-handed archers in the game. There has been speculation that it could be a new champion. I don't believe it's going to be. I because the Polarium employee did verify that it was Necro Hunter. That's the only one that he did verify. So all four of them will be Necro Hunter, Basher, Bushi, and Bone Keeper. So that is pretty much confirmed by this picture here. Because if you zoom in or you just look at a side by side of these champions, some of the markings and the coloring and things like that, you can see who they are. So, all right. But other than that, good luck, guys. What we'll do is we'll take another look on Monday and we'll see how close this was. If she is a attack or defense based champion, and we'll also take a closer look at the rare champions that will be used to fuse the epics, see if they're going to be worth actually attempting to get. If you know you don't have the resources to get the fusion, then you might still have the resources to get the rares and or epics. So we'll take a closer look at all that on Monday. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. Press like and subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see you next time. Bye.